North Korean troops in Kursk Oblast boost Russia's manpower. A few days into assault operations, North Korean troops have helped Moscow slowly gain ground in the partially Ukrainian-occupied region in southwest Russia. North Korean troops fighting in Kursk Oblast are especially vulnerable to drones, but still manage to help Moscow advance a few kilometers in the partially Ukrainian-occupied region in southwest Russia, according to Western military experts analyzing open-source data. The assessment of drone vulnerability differs from an on-the-ground testimony obtained by the Kyiv Independent, in which a Special Forces serviceman disclosed how North Korean troops were well protected by Russia's electronic warfare, which effectively counters drones. There are about 12,000 North Korean troops deployed in Kursk Oblast, where Ukraine launched a surprise cross-border incursion in August to bring the war to Russia. A senior Ukrainian official familiar with the intelligence told the Kyiv Independent. Some of them were already sent on assault missions, and they have proven to lack experience with most modern weapons, especially various types of drones. Each North Korean platoon accompanies a larger company of Russian paratroopers to reclaim Ukrainian positions in Kursk Oblast, according to the official. In exchange for the troop transfer, Russia is paying over $2,000 for each North Korean soldier, though it is unclear how much is allocated for the individual soldier and the Pyongyang government. Russia could also transfer technologies to North Korea to produce and improve weapon characteristics, a move that could further deepen Moscow and Pyongyang ties. North Korea is already improving its ballistic missiles by observing Russia's use of them in Ukraine. The assessments come a few days after Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky said on December 14th that Russia had begun deploying a significant number of North Korean soldiers for assault operations in Kursk Oblast. Russia has launched waves of counterattacks since September to reclaim the thin Ukrainian-occupied salient in Kursk Oblast. The Ukrainian Military Intelligence, or HUR, reported the fighting with Pyongyang's troops, in particular from the 94th Separate Brigade of the North Korean Army, to be in the lower part of the Ukrainian-controlled salient, as close as a few kilometers from the Ukrainian border in Kursk Oblast. A South Korean lawmaker told the media on December 19th that at least 100 North Korean troops have been killed and another 200 wounded amid the lack of experience with terrain and drone warfare. Ukrainian officials briefed on the intelligence and Western military analysts named drones to be a challenge for North Korean troops, thereby sustaining heavy casualties. Not knowing how to protect themselves from Ukrainian unmanned aerial vehicles, or UAVs, the reality of the first drone war has been a new challenge for the North Korean troops, a source in the HUR military intelligence told the Kyiv Independent. The HUR source said that Russia set up additional positions to counter drones to protect North Korean troops from the vulnerability. Meanwhile, Moscow has intensified its attacks on Ukrainian forces battling to hold an enclave in Russia's Kursk region and increased pressure in Ukraine's eastern Donetsk region. As the war approaches its fourth year, Ukrainian troops are weary and outnumbered along the 727-mile front line. For the third day, the enemy is conducting intensive assaults in the Kursk region, Oleksandr Syrsky told government and regional officials in an online speech. He added that Russia was actively using North Korean troops who were taking significant losses. A U.S. military official said North Korean troops had suffered several hundred casualties in Kursk region, and their ranks had ranged from lower-level troops to very near the top. Ukraine's military said that its forces had repelled 42 Russian attacks in Kursk region. An earlier report said the number of combat clashes had risen to 68 over 24 hours, up from a daily tally of around 40 last week. Ukraine launched an incursion into Kursk region in August, but has since lost more than 40% of the territory it controlled. Military analysts say the incursion has extended an already long front line, adding more strain on the Ukrainian troops. Syrskyi said fighting was also escalating in the eastern Donetsk region, where Russian forces were advancing at their fastest pace this year. He told government and regional officials that Russian troops continued to focus their assaults on the logistical centers of Pokrovsk and Kurakhove. Russia's defense ministry said its forces had captured the village of Hanivka, north of Pokrovsk.